What's up, everybody? So this is Kevin here. As you can see, I have my avatar up instead of my video. I had not prepared necessarily to do this live stream, so I kind of have this impromptu video ready to go, or this impromptu live stream. So let's just go ahead and get into it because I want to talk about despair and something that has come to me in light of the conversation that I had about trauma and the importance of going through it, right? And in order to heal. So I invite you all to, if you haven't already, make sure that you go and check out that video, trauma and healing. Go through it because it's going to shed some light on the stuff I'm going to be talking about in this particular live stream with despair and hope, right? So one of the things that I have been learning recently with my own life is that the unwillingness to go through a particular situation in your life is going to play a role in so many other symptoms and consequences that are going to come up. When it comes to trauma, people who are afraid of going through their trauma or unwilling to challenge their trauma so that they can heal, they start creating behaviors that the trauma begins to fester and build up. And it's only until they're willing to face the trauma that they are going to heal. They're going to have to, where they actually confront it head on, having the courage to combat it for whatever it is. There is no amount of therapy, meditation, or even prayer or other type of practices that are going to be done without you going to take charge over your own healing. You only heal by going through the particular pain that you're facing. The same is true when it comes to despair. Now, despair, as it is defined, is the absence of hope. Despair often comes in where there has been some type of hope that has been robbed, or there's series of effect that comes in to attack a person's hope, and they're just willing to give up because they're just tired of hope and they're tired of having an expectation of something and then always being disappointed where something falls short or the very opposite of what they're hoping for comes true. And so they become so intolerable and invulnerable to going through that particular pain again that they start losing hope. They start losing the belief that things could be better. They start losing the belief that things have um, can live up to the expectations that they once had about life. And this is how depression can set in. This is how violence, internal violence, and even violence towards other people can start coming out as a symptom of that. And it can be very easy, especially with the day and time where the depression, the economic depression and recession, inflation. There's so many things that's going on that is reflecting the despair that is happening more and more and more with people, and not having the ability to confront that, having the fear to really confront the things that um, are challenging you to face your despair, the issues that are going on with your life. It's become easier to find ways to just go around it, to not really do the work because nobody just wants to go through the pain of that. Um, and so I want to challenge you all today to really focus on what is the very thing that you are unwilling to confront, because that is a common theme that I have been noticing recently that keeps popping up for other people. And even myself, right? Very recently, when it comes to despair, going through my disappointments with people, going through disappointments that I have had expectations for my own career, expectations with people like family and friends. I recognize that people just don't want to go through the process of having hope again, or having an expectation that if they have it out there, there's going to be something else that is going to create another disappointment, and so they just find ways to go around it. But I'm telling you now, trying to go around your issues, whether it's trauma or despair or whatever the case may be, is going to cause more pain. It's going to try to create an idea that you're getting over it, but you're actually not. You're just creating behaviors that indicate that you haven't really taken your time to heal from it. So when it comes to despair, um, like I was talking about trauma and being able to heal through trauma by confronting it, the same is true when it comes to your despair. And you confront that with hope. And you have to be, and when you have despair and you're going through things that are challenging your hope, there's going to have to be two things that you're willing to do, which is to have hope in something different or to change your perspective about it so the way that you can have hope, right? Now, I know that some of this kind of sounds wishy-washy and that, um, when people talk about hoping for stuff, it's kind of difficult to hope for anything when all you see is so much disappointment. Um, Going through a whole lot of different situations in your life and you're frustrated and stuff and wonder how things will get better. But the truth of the matter is that human beings need hope. Human beings need to have something that they can put their trust and their confidence in, to have something they can put their faith towards. And when they don't have that, that is how you see the increase of depression. It's how you see the increase of violence. Is how you see the increase of self-inflicted pain and pain upon other people, whether it's physical, emotional, or whatever the case may be. So whatever it is that is causing your despair, just like I was saying through the trauma in the other video, you have to be willing to go through it. You have to be willing to go through with changing the perception of the hope that you are wanting or needing to have. One of the things I've also been noticing too is that people have this ideal expectation of things that when disappointment is met, they have no idea how to cope and rebound from the hope they once had. And so they spend their time in this loop of trying to get around it, trying to get through it. And everything in their behavior reflects the disappointment or the despair that they have within their lives. So confront to confront that or to counter that, you have to be willing to change certain things that you once had hope in, and try to give it a new meaning or give it a new perception. So, for example, let's say that you were expecting someone to come through for you. I'll give another example because I just actually went through this earlier today. So, I was speaking to someone who I was, having a collaboration with. We're trying to collab for a particular event, and I was asking him, what is it that I should do to meet up to your vision and mission? What is it that our vision and mission can do together that will work to your benefit since I'm working for you, or working alongside you? So I gave him a week to try to come up with an answer. He said, okay, we'll do that. So we met up earlier today and he still didn't have an answer because he was confused. I'm like, well, if we were confused, you could have met with me, you could have talked with me. But he really actually did not have, an answer that I was looking for. And so I felt frustrated and disappointed because in my mind, he should have had something. But it was also very clear and apparent that he was not used to having that type of question asked before, or collaborating in such a manner where an expectation, a higher expectation, was needed for him. So I had to start changing my behavior from meeting him from where I was to meeting him from where he is. And that kind of helped with trying to um, create a different perspective of how to go about things. Sometimes life is like that, you all. We have a high expectation for certain things. And when things, I won't even say we have a high expectation. Let's just say we have an expectation for things and we expect that to be our ideal. And when things don't match up to our ideal, we think that is a breeding, we think that is a ground for us to be in despair and disbelief and to be discouraged. But you're gonna have to be willing to work with the environment that you have, with the people that you have, so that way that you can meet them not only from where you are, but where they are as well, and then be able to work together so that way that they can see what you're about. Despair and hope is just like that. When it comes to the things that you're despairing about, put yourself in a position to change your perception, change the standard of how you would want the hope to be about to fit this situation, right? And in an environment where things are looking as if they're going bad to worse, particularly here in the U.S. Um, there is going to be a lot of things that are going to be challenging our hope. It's going to be challenging our faith. It's going to be challenging a whole lot of things that we have been perceiving and aiming for in life. And if you're not careful, you can find yourself easily in disappointment, depression, and despair at any given time. And so I want to encourage you all to change your perception in a way that gets you prepared to see things in a different light. Having light in any given environment or mentality where it seems so dark that you feel like you can't get past is essential to actually getting past it. But you again have to confront those things. The courage to confront is going to be the very thing that moves you ahead. It's amazing to me that from what I see, we're rewarded so much for not being able to truly confront issues. And I say that here, even in the US, when it comes to like debt crisis, when it comes to things that are going on with violence, when it comes to, particular systematic issues that go on, it's very easy to try to go around it and not really confront issues when we can clearly see that this is exactly what's going on. But because they do that because there is a benefit to that. Now, in your own case, you have to be clear about what it is that you're not willing to confront or you may be concerned about confronting. Um, and put yourself in a position to confront it and figure out what do you want to have? What do you want to have? Do you want to have healing? Do you want to have hope? Do you want to have a future? Do you want to have something that is tangible in your life that you can count on and depend on? Well, if that's the case, you got to get from point A to point B. Where is that path? What's going to end up being the pathway for you to get to that point B? All right. And that's all I really want to say here. I hope this makes sense to anybody who is listening to this. Whatever issue that you're having, confront it. I am very well aware of so many things that people do to try to, make life easier, make life better, to try to I guess try to be comfortable, right? But sometimes the healing that you're looking for, the hope that you're wanting to have, the happiness that you want to have, that's not going to come unless you're willing to confront the things that are challenging your anger, that's challenging your bitterness, maybe challenging your despair in the things that may be going on around you and in your life. So whatever it is, no matter what you are trying to do to accommodate yourself in a situation that you're in, if you want to have something, you got to go through the process to get what you really want. All right. So I hope this was helpful for you. Hey, Tequila, good to see you. I'm glad to see you here. It's good. It's really good having you on board with me. So that's going to be it for this conversation. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if somebody needs to hear this, make sure that you share it with them so that way they're able to get the benefit from it. My final thought: whatever problem it is, just confront it. Yeah, it's gonna be painful. You may not want to go through it. It may seem like it's a lot of hard work. It may seem like it's something you just don't want to deal with. It may challenge you to actually have to believe for different things in life, but things won't get better until you confront issues. Again, it's amazing to me how we are so we are unwilling to confront a lot of things that we know are problems because it's just easier. We're rewarded for lying to ourselves. We're rewarded for not really truly being effective problem solvers and in our own lives. And it is just very easy just to say, like, you know what, um, I can fake being happy. I can fake show them. I can fake it on social media, especially. But the truth is, you're not happy. And if you want to be happy, you want to have something to look forward to in life. You got to go through the very things that are challenging you from really seeing that perspective in life. All right. Hey, we're Flex. Good seeing you too. So that's it, everybody. If you are coming in at the end of this, make sure that you check out the replay. And I will catch you guys later for the next live stream. Be easy, you guys. And again, I know that I'm showing my avatar today, but this was unplanned. So I'll catch you guys on the next one, and you will see my face then. Later.